It's a pretty golf course, isn't it? The Greenbrier, West Virginia, and it's producing some sensational golf from our 48-man field. Bryson DeChambeau, 61. He has been rounding into form in recent events, hasn't he? And you can tell with the way that he was speaking to Troy there that he's got that inner confidence back in his game.
Yeah. He does, absolutely. Having said that, you know, I think you can go as far down as 7 or 8, you know, under par. One of those guys can shoot 61, 62. You know, I think they've got an outside chance. So we've got a cavalry charge here tomorrow. Any one of maybe 18 players can win.
Yeah, Bryson went through a stretch, and he mentioned it. He referenced it on the PGA Tour, winning 4 times in a year when he played some nearly unbeatable golf. I mean, somewhat dominant that season. He hasn't been playing the same since, but he knows he has it in him. And he's always, I mean, everybody is searching for the elixir, trying to figure it out, trying to find that panacea in the game. He's always searching for that. It seems like he might be onto something, and you just can't put it past him to find that form again. But how do you beat Taylor Gooch when he's playing this way? And he's playing for a lot. If he gets a win here this week and just a couple of decent finishes in next week in Bedminster and Chicago, he all but locks up the individual season championship. And that's pretty good motivation.
18 million plans for the individual LIV Golf champion. Matthew Wolff, though, a solid 67 to add to his 61 on the opening day. That was for birdie at 4. He is 12 under par. He'll go into Championship Sunday tied for the lead with David Hooge. He had a 2-stroke lead going in to Super Saturday. That was his second shot at hole number 6, where he would make birdie. A birdie 2 at the 10th. 5 birdies in all for Matthew today. 2 bogeys in his 67. This was his second shot at 17.
Well, it wasn't a 61, but he didn't hurt himself. He did everything he needed to do. Like he said, he stayed committed to every shot. He played smart. He didn't get impatient at all. As Bryson's petting the dog that was in the stroller with a fan, like all Southern dogs, as we've been told.
So the leaderboard going into Championship Sunday, it could be a classic tomorrow. Matthew Wolff and David Hooge lead the way, but one back are DeChambeau, Gooch and Bland, Mito Pereira, Harold Varner III, Brendan Steele, Brandon Grace are on at 10 under par. And Sebastian Munoz is 9 under par after a 64 today. And as if by magic, he's appeared in the studio here, just like that. Well played today, Sebastian.
Thank you, guys.
How did you feel out there?
I felt great. Today was definitely gettable. I got a hot start and just kind of cruised. You know, there were 15, 16 weren't easy, and I got to 10 with 4 holes to go and finished with a bogey, which doesn't leave the best taste on my mouth, but it does give me the poise I need for tomorrow.
Pretty cool to come in here after that bogey. I know it's not the easiest commitment to live up to, but you did it with no problem. You have pretty good feelings around this course, do you not? 7th and a 3rd in your 2 appearances here on the PGA Tour?
Yeah, correct. My first round here, I shot a 61, so I do have great feelings. I love this place. I don't know, West Virginia just kind of brings some calmness, you know, some flush green into this, and it makes it really fun.
Yeah, it's a beautiful place, isn't it, Sebastian? Let's take a look at some of your highlights. Help us talk through these then.
Cool.
Second shot at hole number 6.
Yeah, good 9-iron. They had a little draw lie, so I just tried to play something straight, and it followed right on the flag.
That was a birdie, and you followed that up at 7 with another birdie.
Yeah, I pulled my second shot and gave myself like a 30-footer, and, you know, I just like the read all the way. And
Sebastian, I got the chance to follow you around for your first and only PGA Tour win to date. Let me preface that. Was it Jackson, Mississippi? And your ball striking that week was impeccable. Is that the most reliable portion of your game?
I feel like when I'm on hitting it, I'm really good. Today was a little off. I missed a little to the left, but my putter definitely, you know, took up the slack. But, you know, I feel like ball striking is definitely special, and, you know, have good ball strikers in the team, so that kind of helps me keep going.
We got to talk about Torquay, don't
well,
we?
absolutely.
Yes.
I mean, you're the youngest team in the LIV Golf League. You've won 3 times already this season, and you're trying to close down on those 4 aces. There's a nice little rivalry growing between the veteran 4 aces and the young upstarts in Torquay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Talk us through the relationship you have with each other.
In my team? Oh, it's great. You know, I've known Mito and Huaco for a long time. They were superstars back when you were in the junior days.
And you were teammates with Ortiz at University of North Texas.
That's correct.
Yeah.
And then the late addition of David Puig this year has been awesome. You know, he's a kid that, you know, came in with the attitude, with the right attitude to kind of learn from us, to kind of like help him, you know, in whatever part of the game we can. And he's been learning, he's been hearing, and now he's leading.
You guys, I mean, a lot of these teams are close. The South Africans, they have a lot of fun together. They joke around together. You guys seem to be the closest knit team. Might be because you listen to the same genre of music at your age, or the fact that you guys just have that much respect for each other. Tell us about the bond you share as a team.
Yeah, I feel like between myself and Huaco and Mito, it's a lot of respect. You know, we've all achieved different important things so far in our careers. I feel like we at the same time are competitors with each other. You know, the first thing we kind of do is push each other to be better, the best version of ourselves, and then is a little bit of support. And, you know, like when things are not going the right way, we do care for each other genuinely. So I think that helps a lot. And
you do joke a fair bit, and you have to use each other's head covers when you lose a match.
Yeah, that's special this week, and it seems that it's working. Yeah, look at Captain Neiman's there and David Puig and my 3-wood. Yeah,
that's got to hurt. That's got to hurt, Sebastian, hasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, at least we're leading, so it's working, right?
You guys were 19 under par today. You were 4 off the lead held by Smash going into today. Now you're going to lead by 4 going into Championship Sunday. I mean, what will you do tonight? Will you gather, have a team meal, discuss it? And how you're going to close this out tomorrow?
Yeah, I think we have a dinner planned tonight. I mean, we don't really have a lot to talk to so far. Our games are looking pretty good. We just to keep the same attitude and kind of push each other. You know, Mito's at 10, I'm at 9, David's at 12, and we're all going to try to be that first-time individual winners because we do have a bet going. So,
well, who's going to be first?
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. So
can you let us know what the bet is?
No.
That's fine.
Disclosures.
But a win tomorrow as a team. I know you all want that individual win first and foremost, but you all are a very close-knit team, and we even saw last year at our second event when everybody celebrated Ortiz clinching the third-place podium for your team events. For the Fireballs, for the Fireballs. Well, we saw how close many of your guys were back then. You move into where you're in second place, but you move within a couple of points of the 4 aces tomorrow, who are basically out of it right now. And that has to be a little more motivation as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like, you know, getting into a good position for Miami is huge. We as a team definitely, that's the main focus of the year. You know, like this is huge, but that team championship, the bragging rights for the whole year, it's different. So, especially match play, because, you know, it's the one lone event in that type. So, really looking forward to skipping, you know, the first part of that tournament. I haven't played it, and then go in and go for the 3 wins.
Sebastian, stay right there if you wouldn't mind, because we can hear from your teammate. The youngest man in the LIV Golf League, David Puig, is with Suan.
David, you're looking for your first professional win here on LIV. It is a stacked field. Talk us through what's going through your mind right now.
Yeah, as you said, first professional win, and very, very excited to be in the position that I am at right now. And yeah, I've been practicing my whole life for a moment like this, and looking forward for tomorrow.
Well, the lead was a little back and forth there between you and Matt all day today. How much of that leaderboard were you watching, and how aware were you?
I mean, it's hard not to watch the leaderboard, especially having a lot of screens on the green. So I know where I was at, but at the end, I mean, I think this is a course that suits my game pretty good, and yeah, I mean, I still had a lot of birdie opportunities, and yeah, hopefully I'll for sure need a lot of more tomorrow, because there's a lot of people behind us.
Well, Torquay, you guys are looking for your 4th win. Collectively today, you shot 19 under. What about this golf course suits you guys so well, you think?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, you see Mito, Sebastian, Huaco hitting balls, and it's very special. They hit it very good. So yeah, I mean, I'm sure they hit a lot of fairways and greens, and you have a lot of wedges in. I think we're a good good group of guys hitting wedges, and we're also good putters. So that for sure worked today good for all of us, and yeah, we'll need more of those tomorrow.
Well, your teammate Sebastian Munoz is in the booth with our guys. What do you have to say to him?
Yeah, just be you, Seb. I mean, you're a great guy. He's been at that for a month now, so yeah, I'm glad that he's playing good, and you know, having his daughter here is for sure making this week more special for him. So yeah, I'm glad for him.
Thanks for the chat, David. Good luck tomorrow.
Great stuff to end with David Pooch. Is he really 21? He seems about 35. He's a mature guy.
21. I think he graduates ASU next week, something like that.
Yeah, he continued his schooling. He actually played a few tournaments as an amateur when he joined LIV last year, and then waited to represent his country in an international title. And there's Sebastian's daughter.
That's Pia Munoz. Yeah, that's my daughter. 2 months old.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Your first child?
Yes, correct.
How have you found it so far?
Great, you know. I mean, I've been lucky enough to have a bunch of help, so I've been able to sleep. But I can't wait for her to get a little older and, you know, start sharing these moments a lot more.
Fantastic. Well, tomorrow is a big day for three of you, at least individually, and for Torquay trying to get that fourth team title to close the gap on the 4 races and maybe get to the #1 seed for the season-ending team championship. Sebastian, we thank you very much for joining us. Much appreciated. All the best for tomorrow, for both you individually and for your team as well. Great talking to you. That is the leaderboard in the team competition going into Championship Sunday. Torquay, we're just closed down slightly by Stinger towards the end of play, but the lead is a healthy one. 4 shots. Crushers and Smash are there or thereabouts as well. The range goes on out of it either. Taylor Gooch, superb again, and he's with Dom.
Taylor, another fabulous round. How excited are you at the prospect of winning a 4th title this year?
I mean, I wouldn't have guessed, you know, beginning of the season that I would have had a chance to win 4, but, you know, we're here and the game is good, and, you know, hopefully we can go have a good day tomorrow and see what happens. You got a really good chance of winning the season-long race. Is that something that's in the back of your mind these days, entering the final part of the season? Yeah, for sure. Everyone knows where they stand, you know, and we're getting to the end of the season. So, you know, I know I got a chance to go and you know, solidify the season-long title. So, you know, hopefully we can go have a good day tomorrow and see if that does it. Your coach just told me he thinks you hit every green today. Is that correct? If it is, that's unbelievable. God, I'd have to think about it. I did have a 3-putt for par out there, so the one 3-putt I had was for par, unfortunately. But no, I don't think I missed a green off the top of my head. So hopefully we hit 18 more tomorrow. That's pretty solid. Yeah. Let me ask you, do you think you're playing the best golf in your career right now? Yeah, no doubt. I mean, over the last 6 months, year and a half, I mean, one thing I've been able to do is continue to progress, you know, year in and year out. So, you know, I think the last 6 months, you know, were the best I've played, and I think the previous 6 months were the best I'd played previous to that. So, you know, I've set up a pretty good, you know, process of, you know, how we practice, how we prepare, how we train, you know, just how we make progress. So, you know, the game is, you know, as good as it's ever been. Thanks for your time. All the best tomorrow. Thanks, Tom.
Great to hear from Taylor Gooch. T-Round 30. The highlights never stop with Gooch. He just hits shot after shot in tournament after tournament. He is making a strong push for a Ryder Cup.
With Brooks, you know, with his captain, he really wants to show him, you know, this is me, you know, this is how I play. I still like his chances.
Gooch is hitting the ball the best. Bryson is putting the best. But I think I agree with David. I just have this feeling about Matthew Wolff. He's a fearless kid. Today he didn't have his best stuff, but it wasn't bad. And I think his drive to win is stronger than anybody else's right now because of what he has been through personally and because of the long dry spell he's been under.
4 wins for Torquay. Are we predicting a victory for them?
Yeah, it's over.
Whoa, really?
Yeah,
that's
over.
A big shot.
The way those guys play around here, it's over. Yeah. It's over.
That's pretty certain there, David. I mean, look at the range goes. So 8 back, Stinger, only 4 back.
It's over. Yeah. I still like him.
Take it to the bank then, I guess. Matthew Wolff, David Pooch with a 1-stroke lead going into Championship Sunday. But Bryson DeChambeau, Taylor Gooch, Richard Bland as well may have something to say about that. Mito Pereira, Harold Varner, Brendan Steele and Brandon Grace, all 10 under par. It's all to play for on Championship Sunday, and we can't wait for it. Now, for those of you watching on CW Sports, it's time to say goodbye. Don't forget, if you want to watch live tomorrow, you can do so at 9 a.m. Eastern on the CW app, where you can switch to now for our post-game show. Well, one of our favourite post-game show activities is Troy Mullins talking to players on the practice tee. And it's going to be great to hear from a man who's missed this entire season through injury after surgery during the off-season. So it's great to see Troy. Hudson Swafford, say hello from us, won't you?
I know you were out with hip surgery. Can you tell us about your rehab and how you're coming back?
Yeah, it was a long process. It was a tough decision to make, but I think it was the right decision that I made. Wasn't feeling very good last summer and struggling, but kind of tried to just play through it, rehab it there, and fight through it, but struggled and just made the ultimate decision to get surgery. I was on crutches for a month, just 50% weight bearing, so that was pretty tough. But then at the 6-week mark, I got to kind of start chipping and putting slowly, and started kind of building stamina there, walking without crutches and doing that. Slowly started hitting wedges, and then at the 3-month mark, I got to start hitting drivers, and it was actually never really bothered me after that. So at the 3-month mark, it seemed like it was a lot better in the golf situation, but obviously walking and playing golf is a little different component.
Yeah.
But no, the actual swinging part has been not too bad coming back.
When you told me that earlier, I know we joked about you learning how to walk again. I was like, oh, so you have a new walk?
That's right.
But let's walk over here, actually. And can you take us through, kind of your wedge routine when you were first getting back and kind of, I guess you don't go full when you're hitting your wedge. What kind of shots do you hit? What do you do?
When you come back from surgery, you don't know what it's going to be like. You have no clue until you hit that first ball. So I was a little nervous hitting the first ball, but kind of shook off the rush. I was hitting maybe just a little 50-yarder.
But this is something that even if you're not coming back from an injury, you're kind of starting out in golf, everybody wants to hit full shots, but this is so useful, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think most people want to start off with their driver, biggest club, get to smash it, hit it hard. But most people when they start warming up, I usually start with just 3 or 4, just kind of short little wedge shots, soft wedge shots, just kind of get a feel the rhythm, feel the ground.
Let's see it. So I want to understand rhythm and your weight and your feet. Your feet are together.
Absolutely.
I kind of got
a little bit of a narrow stance, but I get the ball up with a little bit more weight forward and feel like I'm just kind of driving the club back with my feet and not lifting it up. Sometimes that's kind of one of my faults is I'll get into lifting the club a little bit too much versus trying to keep the handle a little bit low. Sometimes I get lifty and outside, which creates a lot of steep and over the top.
We know one player that does that.
Yeah.
It's hard to come back.
Correct.
So when you're doing this, are you thinking about a certain distance, or are you this is just feel and tempo?
Just feel. When I first get on the range, it's just kind of feel and tempo. Just trying to get into a rhythm, just trying to start getting loose, to try to feel the club, how it's passing through kind of the ground, and just to get a rhythm for the overall beginning. Then I'll kind of go into more full shots.
I know you've played this course before, and everyone describes this as gettable, right?
It is.
Why? Can you tell a viewer why is this course particularly scoreable?
This course is gettable, but it's every time I've played it, the rough spin up, it really puts a premium on driving. And I feel like I'm a really good driver of the golf ball, so I've always felt like I've had some good runs here. I've teed off late on Sunday here numerous times before. But this golf course rewards good ball striking. You're going to have a lot of opportunities. But if you're a little off, you start short-siding yourself out here, it's very penal. You can kind of tell by the scores. There's some bunched up scores at the top with some guys that are playing really well. And then there's a lot of disparity between the guys in the back and the guys that are playing really
Can
well.
we see you hit some mid-irons?
Yeah,
mid-irons?
absolutely.
Awesome.
So, yeah, when I hit a couple wedges, I'll get warmed up, and then I always, 8's probably my favorite club, so I'm always going to hit that.
Oh, good. I pulled out the right number. Look at that.
In my warm-up, so.
It looked like the most worn, too.
Yes, it's definitely worn. It's about time for a new one.
You said something interesting about, like, you know, if it gets off, it really, you know.
Yeah, here, I think if you start missing greens and short-siding yourself here, it's very penal. The greens have got a lot of slope, and they always kind of sit up here.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think it is very penal here if you start short-siding yourself, because usually greens
you can hit more shots, sorry.
Yeah, they get fast, and
yeah.
they have a lot of slope in them. So, I think it's hard. It's a pretty tough place to consistently get up and down. So it definitely, I think this place is a premium on ball striking.
And you played here before the reconstruction and the flood, right?
Yes.
And so at that point, was the driver your strength?
Absolutely. The driver's always been one of my strengths. But my hip started bothering me. It turned into not one of my strengths last year, and it was becoming a problem. But
can we see just like another swing and just show
absolutely.
us like kind of, you know, have you changed your impact and your follow through to, you know, reduce the pain, or you can go back to normal?
I go back to normal. Like, I feel like I'm swinging as free as I ever have. It just kind of feels like unlocked after.
All right, let's see it.
After I had surgery.
I mean, you get through it so easily. Is your stance normally that narrow? I mean, not that it's super narrow.
I've always had kind of a narrow stance. I feel like I feel the pressure in my feet better when I get wide. I feel like my feel gets off for whatever reason. I've had numerous coaches try to widen it when we've tried to, and my feel is just not nearly as good, and I don't feel the pressure in my feet as well.
We talked about that a little bit today with Matt Wolf, and, you know, he works with Genghis, who is all about the squat and using the ground forces and the torque. Do you do that as well? I mean, I don't see as much up and down movement, but how important is that?
As much up and down, but I'm still creating a lot of force that way.
All right, show us another one. And can you talk us through it while you're hitting? I don't know if that's comfortable.
I mean, I try not to think about too much when I'm over it, but kind of my trigger in my golf swing is trying to get my right rear, my right butt cheek to go straight kind of back.
Okay.
So the club doesn't, so I don't stand up to get the club outside. That'd be one of my faults. But it just keeps the club head outside my hands but gets it back on plane.
Nice.
So that's my biggest key, just trying to keep my right rear back.
And so you're keeping the club face kind of mirror to your spine angle, is that right? Okay. I know you've only hit 3 8-irons. Are you warm enough to hit a driver? Okay, good.
Absolutely.
Now, when you first came back from your hip surgery, were you nervous about going full, or did they tell you, hey, incrementally go up 60,
So,
70?
it was a progression deal.
Okay.
I didn't just jump right into drivers, even though I kind of wanted to.
I was going to say, how do you have that self-control?
Because I didn't want to go back through surgery again, so that was the only thing that was lingering. But, yeah, so at the 3-month mark, my doctors gave me the go-ahead to hit drivers, and I was pretty excited.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, especially because you're hitting this paradigm. Ball speeds are kind of insane with that.
It's been very impressive. The guys over there sent it to me and said it's been unbelievable, and I tested it out, and it's been really incredible so far.
Now, is that your preferred ball flight? I
That
asked
is.
because
If I could do that, if I could do that every time about a 5-yard fade, I'd be just fine.
Well, looks like your left foot's just slightly forward, but you're hitting a fade. So
What's that?
How do you? It looked like your left foot was just slightly forward of your right. From my angle.
Yeah,
now,
maybe it's a pretty square stance, but I play the ball pretty far forward.
So that's what it is. Ball position.
Promotes a fade.
Okay.
So usually the guys that draw it, ball's a little farther back in their stance.
Got it.
Swing out to the right. But I like to keep it pretty square, but get the ball a little bit more forward.
One thing you've said is that, you know, your dad taught you how to be a golfer, a father, and a champion.
Yeah.
Now, what does that mean? What did he tell you? Tell us.
Well,
how do you become a champion?
He gave me every opportunity. I mean, taking me to the golf course when I was young. Started playing with his buddies and maybe a gambling group when I was pretty young, but
too early to be gambling.
Yeah, probably, but you know, that's different. That's for a different story. But it's you know, he taught me, you know, how to kind of win then, and then, you know, wanted me to play junior golf if I wanted to. I also played baseball real competitively for a while, so it's either baseball tournament or golf tournament. But it just taught me how to win, and I wanted to buy things on my own, so he fronted me one time, gave me a little bit of money, and then I wanted some more, so I ended up just, you know, it's either you're going to lose or you got to figure it out and how to play well. So that's kind of the biggest thing.
I love that. Hit another one for us. I mean, it's kind of funny. Hudson just sitting there at the club like, who wants some more? Who wants some more?
I think that's the best way to, I mean, learn as a young kid. You always want a little bit of cash.
Now, last year you were part of the Nivlicks, the former, the former team with Bubba. And, well, he wasn't a captain yet, but have you been watching this year? And
absolutely,
you're a free agent. What are you thinking?
Man, yeah, I was looking forward to being a part of the Range Goats. Unfortunately, it was a tough call to call Bubba at the beginning of the season, actually a couple weeks before Mexico, and say that I had to release myself because I had surgery. And then now, you know, a little unknown, they had to bring in somebody, you know, on a whim, and now I'll be in free agency going forward. So, you know, hopefully I can return to the Range Goats. But we'll just
you want to be Range? Okay.
We'll just see how it all plays out over the next coming events and how everybody plays and where it shakes out.
All right.
But I'm looking forward to the off season of free agency. I mean, it's never happened in golf really, so it's going to be something new and exciting.
Well, I know 16 is a new tee box, so if you were going to set up for that tee box, would you try and hit it further, and how do you do that? I don't want to pressure you to try and hit it further.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, 16 is a very good hole from that tee box that they put back there, and with the water on the right and being a fader, I'm definitely looking at the left rough because I know I can hit it again. So
let's see that.
I'd probably get a little wider stance.
Okay.
And I'd make sure that I was missing it over there to the left, kind of like that.
So how do you secure from not over fading? What did you do differently? I don't want to guess.
For me, I take it back just a little bit shorter. Because then I can kind of control it. I mean, when it gets a little long and loose, my fade gets a little bit more fadey, and it gets a little bit loose. It gets a little bit more spinny. Obviously, you don't want to hit a spinny shot.
No. Can you do another one for us? So we'll pay attention to this short backswing.
So yeah, when I'm trying to hit like a little controller every now and again, I'll either choke up a little bit.
Widen the stance
just a touch, so I get a little solid base, and then I try to take it back just a touch shorter.
Love it. Oh,
Comes out a little flatter, but it usually hangs in there versus kind of launching and hitting the fade, which with water on the right, I don't need to hit it there.
Well, thanks so much for hanging out and talking to me, and we're looking forward to seeing you again.
Good to see you again. It's good to be back.
Good to have you back.
How great to see Hudson Swafford back at a LIV Golf event, albeit not playing yet, but he looks in fine fettle, very fit, very lean. Taylor Gooch signing autographs and anything that's put in his way.
His name's Hud. He belongs on the Goats.
Yeah, I mean, it will be fascinating because we're in uncharted territory, really, aren't we? It'll be fascinating to see where he does land next year.
We hear a lot of rumors. I mean, Peters is in high demand as well. Somebody could trade for him. Somebody could offer him a better deal as part of the team and the way these teams are structured from an equity standpoint. It could. A lot of things could change next year. We might see a shakeup on Smash. You never know.
Yeah. It's going to be fascinating, but that's all in the off-season. In the meantime, who's going to win tomorrow? Bryson DeChambeau has got himself in the mix. He is 11 under par after a quite brilliant 61 today. We were on 59 watch with 3 holes to play. That was for birdie at 10. He's 1 shot behind David Puig and Matthew Wolff. Going into Championship Sunday, that was birdie at 11, then birdie at 12. He was on a tear at this stage. 9 birdies, no bogeys. This for birdie at 14. Wonderful.
The one thing, and I've mentioned it earlier, David and Arlo, that I haven't seen him putt this good in a couple of years. And when he was on that winning streak on the PGA Tour, winning the U.S. Open, there weren't a whole lot of people who were saying he did it by overpowering the golf course and by premium iron play. That putter did a lot of it.
Yeah, having said that, if he drives the ball well tomorrow, I think, he could be very, very hard to beat. With the short irons in here and this golf course, and I love this golf course. It's an antique, and I love it when a golf course architect comes in and leaves a golf course alone. Jack came in here, and it was more of a restoration than anything else. C.B. Macdonald back in the 1920s, the godfather of American golf course architecture. He brought cubism to golf. Almost. It's a little surreal golf course, and I'm glad they haven't tried to alter it. It would be like taking the arms of a Chippendale chair and cutting them off to make it more comfortable. No, you shouldn't do it. It's an American treasure, and I would urge anybody to come here and play. Yeah.
America's Resort, they call this as well, don't they? So Bryson in with a shout tomorrow on 11 under par, but you can never rule out Taylor Gooch, who is having a fantastic season in LIV Golf, seeking a 4th title. He's only 1 off the lead as well, so you couldn't bet against Taylor Gooch tomorrow on a course which suits his game too.
Oh yeah, absolutely, it suits his game. He hits that little low slider left to right. These holes around the mountain, they all go that way, and the fairway goes the other way, so you've got to hit that shot to hold them. Yeah, absolutely, he's got a great chance.
Yeah, smart money doesn't bet against Taylor Gooch the way he's played this year. Of course, suits him well. He plays a much more conservative tee to green game than Bryson, but that iron play is so dependable, he can get away with it. If he just puts himself in the fairway, he's going to have a ton of those mid-length and shortish looks. Bryson, like David said, though, he drives it well and sticks with that driver and gets it up there around the greens with a much shorter shot in than so many other players, and keeps rolling it the way he's rolling it. It's very, very tough to beat, and Rubbish Golfer is chiming in.
Cracking second round play in the LIV Golf League. Very tight at the top. Bryson looked great on the greens, but so many players in contention. But going to bed tonight, Matthew Wolff and David Puig will be thinking and maybe dreaming about creating a bit of personal history tomorrow and taking their first LIV Golf title. Yeah, 2 youngsters. Should be very exciting, and it could easily turn into a stampede. I smell the playoff already. In the individual. There are so many people in contention.
I smell a team playoff, believe it or not, but Torquay coming out on top.
Yeah, we haven't had that yet, have we? Almost last week. This is on the High Flyers _GC Twitter handle. It's official. Full match coming soon. They played 9 holes, didn't they, earlier this week? So it's coming soon to YouTube. I would imagine that will be on the LIV Golf YouTube channel, the High Flyers and the Crushers as well. I think I heard the other day who won that, but I'm not going to reveal it, of course, and ruin everybody's fun. That is the situation after 2 rounds. 1 to go tomorrow. Matthew Wolff and David Puig, both 12 under par. Bryson DeChambeau after his 61 alongside Taylor Gooch as well. And a cluster of players on 11 under. Who knows? Maybe someone like Cam Smith, who's done it before on the final day. I remember a 61 for him in Tulsa to get him into a playoff on the last day. Maybe he could do that again. The dunce's hat, unfortunately, for the Stinger captain, Louis Oosthuizen today. Disappointing day for Dustin Johnson. 3 over par of 73. So he is out of contention, it seems, going into Championship Sunday. The team leaderboard with the backdrop of the spectacular Allegheny Mountains. Torquay, they did lead by 9 at one stage, but Stinger came roaring back. So the lead is 4 going into Championship Sunday. The Crushers are there as well on 26 under par. Likewise, Smash GC and the High Flies and the Range Goes. Remember, Smash had a 4-stroke lead going into the second round, but Torquay were simply magnificent as they seek the 4th title of the season. We've had a terrific day. We hope you've enjoyed it, and we hope you join us again tomorrow. Remember, on the CW app, earlier tomorrow, 9 a.m. We'll talk to you then.